Well, to all of you who've tuned in, today, of course, the main topic that we're going to discuss about is Bengaluru. That's because the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, inaugurated a new portal and has called it Brand Bengaluru. Now, this portal, of course, is an attempt made by the Karnataka government to enhance the image of Bengaluru, which, of course, was marred by traffic issues and floods last year. The Brand Bengaluru website will gather public suggestions to build a better Bengaluru, is what the government is saying. The portal, of course, has just been inaugurated. Now, the monsoons have already hit the city. Earlier, we should understand here that the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister had even held a meeting with top business leaders, prominent citizens and various bureaucrats as well in Bengaluru. They've already sought suggestions from them on improving infrastructure in the IT capital. So now, while of course he's asked for these suggestions, let's first listen in to what he had to say while the inauguration of this particular website did happen. And then we'll of course talk to some of our panelists to understand whether this idea of building, brand Bengaluru, whether it's an old one which is being re-energized or is it something that's actually feasible. Let's listen to these reactions first.
ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಇದ್ರು ಒಂದು 40 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕರೆದು ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಮುಖರೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಶೇಪ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಫ್ಲೈಓವರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಟನಲ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಲೇಕ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಇಂತೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಗವರ್ನೆನ್ಸ್, ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ನನ್ನ ಗಮನವನ್ನ ಸೆಳೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಮಧ್ಯ ಅವರ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಲಹೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ.
Well, to discuss about this idea of Brand Bengaluru, taking in suggestions and what improvements can be made, we're joined in by, a couple of guests on this particular show. We have Sudha Halkai, the spokesperson from the BJP. We also have Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, who's joining us from the Congress party. Also, Sandeep, the founder of Citizens Agenda for Bengaluru, also joins us. Let me come to the Congress spokesperson first. Bhavya, this is interesting because, I remember a couple of years ago sitting in Vidhan Sabha, there was a press conference by Mr. B.S. Yedurappa. It was, again, about Bengaluru, a vision for Bengaluru, changing the image of it, bringing up good infrastructure, solving the issues. But year after year, these just remain on paper. And now you have a website where you're asking for suggestions. When do we really look at implementation, fixing of the real issues that are perennial to the city?
Bengaluru is a land for 2 crore people, and people from across country come searching for their livelihoods here. And today, our Deputy Chief Minister, who is also the in-charge Minister of Bengaluru, he's taken a wonderful initiative of launching this portal. As we know, in the past couple of years, Bengaluru has lost a little bit of its charm due to a lot of problems that people are facing due to those potholes or traffic on one hand, and people have lost lives. So it's important for us to restore the glory of Bengaluru. And the brand Bengaluru, which was, even today, world over, Bengaluru has an image. So important for us to restore back the glory. And this won't remain on the paper. As we know, no minister so far has traveled the way our DCM, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar sir, has traveled across, in the traffic, in buses, just to understand the problems people are facing in traffic. And when it rains, we know how the cloggings happen. And he has done multiple meetings with the BBMP officials and other stakeholders, including the ex-councillors and ex-mayors, deputy mayors, just to make sure the people of Bengaluru, it's easy for them to live around in Bengaluru, and it won't be difficult anymore. And if not anything, people won't lose their lives because of these potholes, these silly things. And we have seen in the past couple of 3 years, there are more than 18 deaths, I guess. And the BJP party was not really keen on it or sensitive about it. And just a day after our government took oath, we saw one of the young girl, dying in the rains due to asphyxiation in water. And that really, us as a sensitive government, that was really painful to see a young woman losing her life. Right after that, our deputy CM took it to his hands to make sure, he understands the problem that is going on. And today, this is one of the results of it, that he thought it's important to understand all the stakeholders' views on how to improve the lives of people in Bengaluru. And we are very sure.
Bhavya, I agree with you when you say, of course, it's a good move to take suggestions from the people. But Bhavya, let's not, make this too political, because, if you're talking about potholes, if you're talking about various other civic issues, it's not as if it's only existed during the time of, the BJP. We've seen these issues plague the city from, several years now. And, I have been in the city. I have been, in fact, reporting on various issues between 2013 to 18 as well. There have been civic issues then. The question here is, there are multiple issues that politicians are aware of, political parties are aware of. How are we really devising a plan to fix it? Let's get in the BJP as well here. We have Sudha, who's of course joining us. Sudha, at this point in time, the Congress of course is saying this is a welcome move by the Deputy Chief Minister, asking like-minded people, asking prominent personalities, bureaucrats, the general public to throw open their suggestions. But they're also, making a charge that it was during the BJP regime that, the civic issues were at its worst in the city of Bengaluru.
Very good evening, Deepak. I would just like to throw some light on this. We all know that Rahul Gandhi has traveled abroad and tried to defame India as much as possible in his talks and in his speeches. Okay, in the same way, if we see back, for past 6 to 8 months before the elections, Karnataka elections, you can see that you will have a record that, most of the Congress leaders had tried to defame Bangalore in whatever possible way they could. Take it traffic, take it potholes, or take it any issues, and neglecting the maximum development which was achieved by Bangalore. And regarding what they're talking, and now they want to compensate with it because they're coming to power, and it is one of the gimmicks for the coming BBMP elections. I must say, it is like the gimmicks of what guarantees they're given for the elections. This is one of the gimmick, and I don't know how fertile this gimmick is going to work out for them. And they absolutely don't know to execute the commitments what they have given earlier, and they just try to eyewash the people of Karnataka by getting new things into picture. And regarding what they're talking about, you told about this civic problems. These civic problems don't arise, they are not born overnight, okay? They are born quite years before they were seated and they planted. I think our Congress spokesperson should not forget that Congress was in power for more than 45 years, and the foundation laid for the comprehensive development plan was done by the Congress. It was the BJP was not in power then, and the comprehensive development plan was not done with the tooth and nail. And
okay, so let's ask Sandeep, as a common citizen, what according to you, Sandeep, is brand Bengaluru? We have both the spokespersons from the BJP and the Congress. According to you, as a citizen of Bengaluru, what is brand Bengaluru for you? I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you once again. Let's get Sandeep in the thick of things. Let me ask him here, what according to you is brand Bengaluru?
Deepak, the citizens of the city were very unhappy that a meeting was organized by the Deputy CM calling it Brand Bengaluru meeting. It only had a few real estate builders and a few prominent industrialists. In fact, the city is fed up of seeing these people hobnobbing with the politicians, not only with this government, every previous government. As soon as a government takes charge, this entire cabal will land at their doorsteps and start dictating the very same demands that the citizens have been rejecting over and over again. These people talk about some outlandish projects called tunnel road networks, steel bridges, elevated corridors, flyovers. We've time and again protested against these, and I don't know why governments actually speak to these people. Brand Bengaluru is not about what
Sandeep, but the Deputy Chief Minister today has said that he is opening up this portal for you and me and for every citizen of Karnataka, Bengaluru to put out their suggestions. So we can't really say that the meeting, now you can't of course have a meeting with the entire city of Bengaluru. So he's opening up this portal precisely for that.
Let me finish. Deepak, the meeting that happened initially was a week ago. It was called a Brand Bengaluru meeting. It received a lot of flack, and I think the launch of this portal in a hurry today was to diffuse some of that criticism. In fact, if you go to the portal, you'll find a list of a few questions which are very superficial. Even if you answer them, it will not address any of the core causes for Bengaluru's decline. And let me come back to what Bengaluru, brand Bengaluru is. Brand Bengaluru is the experience, aspirations, and dreams of 1.5 crore people or 2 crore people who live here. It is not the aspirations of 10 people. So, if at all you do any sort of consultation, it has to be broad-based. And the portal which has come up is not broad-based. It's very superficial. In fact, the website is not even opening for most people. It has certificate issues. So, I feel this is all being done in a hurry. But we have to give credit to the Deputy Chief Minister that he's trying to find answers. He's looking all over. We cannot fault him for that. But one thing the government has to understand, why the decline of Bengaluru? Even in the 90s, Bengaluru was green, it was livable, it was well planned. The entire explosive growth happened in the last 3 to 4 decades. And in that period,
yes, there is in fact a population increase, but I'm going to I'm going to take out that pointed question of yours that you said that as far as this particular meeting is concerned for brand Bengaluru, it didn't really touch down upon the local people. It was the elite who are called, and they don't really relate to the real issues. Is the charge that's coming in from Sandeep? I'd like Bhavya to respond to that.
I think they're doing it now.
Yeah,
Deepak, I have told you this is that what previous earlier also out of 50.
Can I answer? So there were a series of
Well,
meetings
let me
where
get
he
Bhavya
conducted
in. Bhavya, I
meetings
want
with
you
the
to respond to that
councillors.
particular statement.
Exactly. Before today's meeting, there were a lot of meetings before this, like before launching this portal. He has met with all the local previously elected members, the councillors, deputy mayors. It's not just today's meeting which led to the opening of the portal. It's a series of consultation that he did with the officials, with the representatives, a lot of people. And today it was these people. And with the common people, that's exactly why he has opened up the portal. And it's not the end of it. He will be conducting consultations with various people. There were people from Resident Welfare Association as well. There were representatives from welfare associations as well, the residential welfare associations. I would like Mr. Sandeep to please to the use of consultations. And I'm very sure there will be more consultations
yes,
in
suggestions
future,
are good to, it's good that you're all taking suggestions. You have a patchy network. I'll come back to you, Bhavya, while you, of course, fix that. What you're mentioning is, of course, important. There is a need to take suggestions from the people, but the real crux of the issue here is brand Bengaluru has been affected over time because of issues that have been plaguing the city. We saw the IT corridor, due to which, of course, Bengaluru is highly spoken about. People come here because, it creates a lot of jobs for them, opportunities for them, a career for them. But you had the entire street flooded, brought to its knees. People couldn't get to their offices. And this is the Silicon City that we're talking about. Have we fixed that issue? Is that something that we are looking at? We are not getting answers for these sort of questions, because even yesterday there was a short spell of rains and we saw waterlogging in the city. Are the BBMP officials out there clearing, declogging drains, desilting drains? Is this something that's happening? Before we talk about a larger picture, are we fixing these smaller issues is the question.
Is this my question?
Bhavya, I'd like you to take that.
Me? Yes. This is not today.
Yes, Bhavya,
the BBMP
go ahead.
officials, the ministers have met the very third day after they took oath as CM and the deputy CM. They met with the BBMP officials, and this was one of the initial issues that our government concentrated on, because like I said, the very next day after taking oath, a young woman lost her life. So after that was the first official meeting that even happened in Bengaluru. So we are very conscious about this, very serious about this, to make sure this monsoon, the people of Bengaluru do not face any such problems, and the roads, and whether it is the clogging, water clogging due to rains, doesn't happen. Yes, we will make sure that won't repeat.
Well, Bhavya, for sure, the BJP is listening very carefully because the Congress party, including yourself, gave them quite a hard time while, of course, they were in the, seat of power. While, of course, we saw multiple deaths due to potholes, which were, of course, very, very unfortunate. Every government, of course, should be focusing on giving at least good roads to the citizens. Now, the BJP, of course, has been listening to you very carefully when you say that you're going to ensure that during this monsoon, we do not see a repeat of what happened last year. So, as far as the BJP is concerned, a quick word from the BJP spokesperson here as well. While the Congress has been saying now they're going to fix these issues, the BJP, of course, made multiple promises starting from the time of Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa himself. So you had a good 4 years, but the BJP, can they really say that they've done enough for the city of Bengaluru here? Or do you think the Congress is right in saying that they are fixing the issues that were left back by the BJP?
Deepak, no, I don't accept with your stand. Actually, BJP has done enormous work for the upliftment of Bangalore. It had the highest unicorn startups. It has the highest investments in the industrial sector till date, and highest in everything. Take it, it is a hub of corporate hub and whatnot. And BJP has already done enormous work, and Bangalore is already branded. There is no need for these people to make brand of Bangalore now. Bangalore has got its brand in India, not only in India, in abroad also. Our techies have worked day and night to get Bangalore into the limelight of the world. And regarding what potholes and all other things they're talking, they should go back into the history and see again that it was all done by the foundation, wrong foundation, which was led by Congress. It was not done by the BJP party, and BJP party has taken the maximum efforts to get the best things to the Bengaluru. So there's it's their term now to check into the what mistakes they have done.
What I would like to summarize here, yes, you're going to
and,
blame the Congress party. The Congress party, of course, since independence, you'll say were in power. Then you'll talk about the JDS, but the blame game can continue unabated. But the people want a solution. They want better roads. That's what. Let's hope that with this entire.
I'm not biased, and I feel I see that as Sandeep has very well told that it is the superficial whatever this one they have given in the information that they have to give it for the development of Bangalore. So it is all superficial things. What they're doing, it's an eyewash again. What they've done during the elections, they're repeating the same things. I think.
Okay, it's an eyewash is what the BJP says. I'll have to wrap up in a short while, so I'll get a quick word from Sandeep before we wrap up. Sandeep, if you could quickly summarize, we have both the spokespersons, we have our viewers, of course, listening. You could be their voice at this point in time. What do you think priority for the citizens of Bengaluru at this point in time would be?
Hey, Deepak, brand Bengaluru today stands for ruined city. The Supreme Court called it a ruined city. And if you look at the news, it's always Bengaluru is in the news only for bad things. But we can't beat around it superficially. We have to go to the actual origin of the issue. The origin of the issue is this government's, all the governments in the last 30 years have not followed the constitution. What does the constitution say? There's the 74th amendment, which lays out the framework for how a city should be planned. It should have a master planning authority. That is the metropolitan planning
master planning
committee.
authority should have started long back, Sandeep, not now.
And
no,
the second
we don't
one,
take the blame. We don't take the blame.
No, when you are in power, you could have activated it. You didn't do it, though you had it in your manifesto. So you have to take blame.
We have done maximum whatever we have done.
Okay. Button now, let me finish. The second thing is, the 74th amendment also says that the city government should be unified and devolved. None of the governments in the last 30 years have done that. So the problem with the city is systemic. How can you improve the brand? You can only improve it by the quality of the experience of the city. And that can only happen if the governance improves, if the planning improves. These both can improve only if you implement.
When the Congress always wants to join hands with an excess of the builders, then how is the city going to improve? It is every time going against the nature.
Hello, can you please not button? Deepak, if DK Shivakumar is really serious about improving brand Bengaluru, he has to just implement 74th amendment in its letter and spirit. Have a metropolitan planning committee. Have proper master plan. The city doesn't have a master plan right now. The last one, which was a bad master plan, has expired in 2015. We are a metropolis without a master plan.
Right.
How can you have a city
Sandeep,
without a plan? And the
Sandeep,
second thing,
I'm sure representatives of the government, Mr. DK Shivakumar himself, of course, will take all of these suggestions very seriously. But of course, the opportunity is out there for the general public to put out their suggestions on this website. So go out there and do it. While of course we time and again do talk about issues like this, but very less, do we actually go out there and put out our suggestions when there is an opportunity like this. We'll of course wait and see how the government really deals with these suggestions. That of course comes a little bit later. And like of course the Congress spokesperson as well did mention the monsoon is coming, and they say that the Congress is ready to tackle it. With that, we're going to slip into a quick break. On the other side, more news and updates continue. Don't go anywhere.